Okay, now we're on page 3 for the Algebra 1 Unit 1 review. Okay, so if you needed page 1 or 2, go to the other videos in the links. Otherwise, we're going to start page 3. Okay, so going to number 14. Which cylinder has more volume? Okay, so first of all, we have cylinder A and cylinder B. To find the volume of these cylinders, we use this formula. Okay, this is just the cylinder formula, and this will be on the test. Now, just like the other problems, to find area or volume or perimeter, both of these measures have to be the same. Okay? Now, in the end, we're looking to see, is cylinder A bigger or is cylinder B bigger? In order to see which one's bigger, both of these need to be in the same measure. Now you'll see we have inches and feet and inches here. So we need to choose right now which one we're going to use. Are we going to use inches or are we going to use feet? And you can use either one because right now it doesn't say use inches or use feet. You have to choose. Okay? So I'm going to choose, let's do inches. Okay? Because I think it'll be more accurate. I'll just convert everything to the smaller measure of inches. So that means if I choose inches, I'll have to change the 2 feet and I'll have to change the 3 feet. So let's do that first before we do anything else. Okay, so this 2 feet, I'm going from feet to inches, big to small. So I'll multiply. How many inches is in 1 foot? 12. 24 inches. Okay, so then that means this length right here is 24 inches, or that's the radius of our cylinder. And I go over here, this is the height of the cylinder, and I do the same thing, multiply 12. Okay, and I get 36. Alright, so now let's set up the formula for each one. So for cylinder A, and I'll put a little A down here to show we're doing A, it's going to be pi, which is 3.14, times r, which remember is radius. But remember it says radius, not just radius, but radius squared. So I need to put a square there. Okay. Now the radius is this length from the middle to the side in the circle. So 24. And then the last thing is h, the height. Okay, so you're actually plugging in you're plugging in 2 different numbers here. You're going to plug in not just the radius, but the height as well. And remember, these both have to be the same measure. So if you choose to convert this to feet, you just need to make sure that they're both feet. Okay? But I chose to do inches. Now let's do B. 3.14 is always the same, pi, times the radius squared, and this radius is 20. And this height is 36. Because remember, we're not using the 2 and the 3 anymore. We converted them. We changed them. Alright? Now, all I'm going to do is plug these in the calculator. Okay, so the first one is, 3.14, and let's do it just like I wrote it, with parentheses, 3.14 times, remember we're working on this first one, A, 24, parentheses 24, and then remember I did a squared, so I can either push x squared and get a square, or I can push the caret and then push 2. Oops, sorry, I don't want that 2. And push 2 like that, and it gives us the same thing. Okay, so now I'll do parentheses, and the last number is 75. Okay, and I get 135,648. So 135,648, and the measure we used was inches, so inches cubed. Okay, but now we need to find B, because remember we're looking to see which one has more volume, so which one is bigger in the end. Okay, this zoom out a little bit. Okay, so now let's punch in this last one. So now it's parentheses 3.14, again 20 squared, parentheses 20, and this time I'll use the little x squared since it's just a squared, and then times 36, the height. Okay, 45,216. So 45,216 inches cubed. Now we can obviously see which one's bigger, and this number is much larger, the 135,648, so that means cylinder A is bigger. So we'll explain our answer. Cylinder A is bigger because using the volume formula, it is, and I have to say it is about, so if I was to find the difference between these two, I think it's like 90,000, so we'll say it's about 90,000 inches cubed more. Okay? Alright. So now number 15. What is an algebraic expression that it represents 3 minus 6 plus a number? Okay, so all we're doing is we're going to write out an expression. So let's follow what it says. It says 3 minus 6 plus a number. Well, it says a number, so if we don't know the number, then we give it a letter or a variable, x. And that's it. 3 minus 6 plus x. That's all you do. Okay? Now this one. Which of the following inequalities, remember inequalities are when we do greater than or less than, okay? Which of the following inequalities represents a statement, a number, x, decreased by 8 is less than 15, okay? So let's just write it out, and then we'll see which one matches. So it starts with a number, x, decreased, remember decrease is like subtracting or minus, notches, decreased by 8, so that means we're subtracting 8. And then it says is less. Okay, so you gotta think, is that this sign or this sign? Is it the less than or greater than sign? Well, less than is pointing to the left. So it's saying that this is less than 15. So it doesn't match this one because that shows greater than. It's not this because it's 8 minus x, and this is supposed to be x minus 8, or this one. So that means it's B. Okay, so that's the one that matches. A grocery store has X kilograms of apples. So first of all, this just means X means we don't know. We don't know what it is. Has X kilograms of apples in stock. They sell, so that means we have less now. We're losing some, meaning we're subtracting 10. Okay, so let's say the store started with X, okay, then they sell 10 kilograms. So now they have 10 less. And then they receive a new shipment weighing 5y. Okay, so then they add 5y kilograms. All right, so again, we started with x. We don't know how much they had began with. But then they sold 10 of them, 10 kilograms, so we do minus 10. But then they receive, remember receive means add or more, so plus, they received a shipment weighing 5y. Okay, so then that would match A. Okay. Compare the differences between the two expressions. 9, well, let's write these out and then we'll compare. 9 is more than 1. Okay, so 9 is more or greater than 1. Okay. The key word here is the is more. Okay. Now, this says 9 more than. All right, so notice the difference. This is more than. So it's like saying that 9 is bigger. Okay. And then here it just says 9 more than 1. Okay, so all we're doing here is adding 1. Okay, 9 more than 1, so 9 plus 1, which of course is 10. Okay, so that's the difference between these two. All right, now the next one. Frank makes $12 at his job for each hour he works for 8 hours. Okay, so he makes $12 for each hour. So basically like $12 an hour. Write an expression to show how much he makes. All right. Well, he makes $12 each hour. Okay. So let's just say he worked 8 hours. Okay. So to figure out how much he made, we would do 12 times 8. And that would tell us, okay, he worked 8 hours, he got $96. Now let's say he worked 4 hours. We do 12 times 4. And that would tell us that it's $48 he made for that day. Okay? But remember, they're representing the hours with this letter H. So instead of putting a number, we would put 12 times H. And we can simplify that and just write 12H. Okay? So that would be your answer, 12H. At SeaWorld, a child pays C dollars. Okay, there's the variable. For a ticket, an adult pays A dollars for their ticket. Which of the following explains the meaning of A equals 3 times C? Okay, well remember the adult paid this much, the A, and we don't know what that number is. They're saying we're going to say that that number is A. This is for the adult. And then this one is for the child. Okay, so this is how much it costs for an adult. This is saying that in order to equal the cost of the adult, we'd have to multiply the cost of the child ticket 3 times. Okay, so basically C plus C plus C is equal to an adult ticket. So I'd have to buy 3 child tickets in order to equal how much it costs to buy 1 adult ticket. So let's look through the different options. An adult ticket costs 3 times as much as a child. Okay, that's a maybe. An adult ticket costs 1/3 much as a child. So this is saying it costs less. But here we can see that it would take 3 tickets to buy 1, so that's not it. Here, 3 times as many child tickets as adult tickets are sold. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about how many were sold. Okay, 1/3 as many adults as children go to SeaWorld. We're not talking about the amount of people that go to SeaWorld. We're talking about how much it costs for a ticket. So it's not this, so we know it's this one. Okay? And the last one. Round the number to the nearest hundredth. Well, that's what we've been doing this whole test, is rounding to the hundredth. And we know the hundredth is 1, 2 places after the decimal. Okay, so we look to the number to the right, and we say, is that 5 or bigger? And if it is, it will change the number to the left, making it go up 1. So this will go up to 9 from 8. So the answer would be 325.09. Okay, that's it. If you have any more questions, go see your teacher. You can come see me during break school hours after school on Monday or Thursday.